Alright guys, it's Stephen here on BlueMoonRisingTV, and the Champions League draw has been made, and as ever, we have a difficult group. Of course we do. We always seem to get a relative group of death. Potentially it's not the worst group this time, but it's still pretty difficult. There are banana skins everywhere here, and no more so than Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona. Of course Pep is going back to the Nou Camp, of course he is. It was always kind of written in the stars that he'd go back to one of his former clubs when he was manager City. We get Barcelona every year anyway, we always play him, so that was going to happen anyway. But Pep finally gets a chance to go back to the club where he made his name as a manager, obviously where he played a lot as well. It's going to be fascinating. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. I'm feeling really confident, I'll be honest, because this year it feels different already. We've got a manager who's an organiser. We've got a manager who knows how to do it in the Champions League. He's reached a semi-final at very least every year. He's done it every year in his managerial career. 7 out of 7 at least to semi-finals. When he hasn't reached the final, he's usually lost to the team that's won it as well. And he's obviously won 2 Champions Leagues already. He has an excellent reputation in the Champions League of organising teams, of creating a really cohesive, organised team to get past the group stage at very least, and I suspect we'll go far. I just don't want to get pulled apart and embarrassed by Barcelona again. I don't think we will either. I think we'll have shape. I think we'll really kind of set up knowing how they're going to play, because Guardiola invented that style that they play. Enrique's done very well, kind of taking it to maybe the next level, and he's obviously evolved that team in his own image, but it is still very much a Guardiola team stylistically. They still have the trademarks of everything that he taught them there on the training grounds of La Masia. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously we got them the third game, but first up we play Borussia Monchengladbach at home. That is the third game there. I don't know loads about them. I can't pretend to say I've watched them loads. I know they got Thorgan Hazard, and he's become a good player in his own right. Obviously that's Eden Hazard's brother, and they came 4th last year. They're not an easy team. No team who finishes 4th in the Bundesliga are going to roll over for City. They're not. They're a good team, so that's going to be a very important game for us. They're all important in the Champions League, but that more so than ever. On the 30th of September, I think it is, we'll go to they'll come to the Etihad, and we've got to really get the 3 points there, because that'll be a nice way to roll onto that. And then after that we've got Celtic. Celtic is the one I'm actually looking forward to the most. Celtic away day is going to be absolutely special. We play them in our second game. I think that's like 28th of September, a couple of weeks later. Celtic away is famously something else. Their atmosphere there is absolutely incredible. It actually drives the team on to do things that they probably shouldn't do. Look back a few years ago when they famously beat Barcelona as well, and that was built on team spirit, built on the roars from the crowd, the absolute immense atmosphere. And I'm a little bit nervous about that game more than the Barcelona one. I know that sounds crazy, but Celtic are going to be absolutely on fire. Patrick Roberts will be playing. I can't wait to see him play against us. He's allowed to play. Schicky Bergenstein has said he can play in these games, and also UEFA Champions League rules, I think they kind of stipulate that a player has to be involved, or a club can pay to not have him involved, or something like that. But he is going to be playing. Bergenstein's already said afterwards in the kind of press conferences that he's been sent to Celtic to play against big teams. And City are a pretty big team, so the ideal scenario for me is that he has a blinder. That we win, obviously, but Patrick Roberts still impresses and shows us all what he's capable of next season. But the actual fixture list is pretty interesting. We've got Mönchengladbach at home versus Celtic away. Then we go to the Nou Camp to play Barcelona, and then we play Barcelona at the Etihad after that. So we've got Barcelona back-to-back, and then we go to Germany to play Mönchengladbach, and then we bring Celtic back to the Etihad, and hopefully we need 3 points, which I'm sure, hopefully you'd like to think we tied it up by then. But if we do, Celtic at home, it's not going to be easy, but there's probably one on paper, at very least, one of the easier fixtures. I'm expecting these words to maybe come back and haunt me. I hope they don't, but it's an interesting draw. I'm not concerned though. I think in general we have to play the best to be the best. We have to beat the best to warrant getting further, and it is the Champions League. There is no point kind of going in this competition and not having these games. I want to see these games. I want to see interesting ones, and to me at very least, Barcelona, we've seen that a million times, but there's a nice story there of Guardiola. He'll want to impress. The players will be up for it. They'll really want to impress under the new manager as well. And the Celtic and Mönchengladbach games, they are new, they're different, they're exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing a few new teams come to the Etihad and see something that we've not seen around for a long time. I can't wait to see the Celtic fans in Manchester. They're going to be a lot of fun, and going to Celtic as well, that is going to be absolutely immense. It's a good draw in my opinion. It's not an easy draw, but it's a good draw. It's a fun draw with lots of exciting games and lots of potential stories. And what do you make of it, please? What do you reckon? How do you think we're going to do? How do you think we're going to go in the Champions League? How far do you think we're going to get? Where are we going to finish? What are we going to do against these teams? Are we going to beat them all? Are we going to struggle against certain teams? Get in the comments below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.